Hi guys, welcome to the Smile podcast. My name is Elliot. Today we have John. Hello, John.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the account manager here at Smile.
We've got Matt.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt and I'm the creative director at Smile.
And then Nathan as well with us.
Hello, I'm the solution architect here at Smile.
Oh, I forgot to add, I am the lead designer here at Smile, so we'll go with that, yeah. So today we're going to talk a bit about graduation and how COVID has kind of affected that, and kind of what we can do to help the industry and kind of get things back on track.
So over recent months, we've obviously seen a big increase in the number of customers that we've got on our product Hijack. And it's all about running online events. And one of the things that we've spotted from around industry, from speaking to various people, is that graduation is one of those things that's been impacted. Obviously, graduation ceremonies can't happen at the moment. So we're looking into whether Hijack could help facilitate graduation ceremonies. What could Hijack add to mirror more closely what happens in real life?
So I didn't ever go to uni, so I don't really know like what a graduation ceremony is like, or kind of what aspects you kind of miss from it, from not having it, if you know what I mean.
Well, why don't we start by talking about our own experiences then of what happened for people kind of congregate, what happened during the ceremony, and then what happened afterwards, because adapt functionality to suit those needs.
Yeah.
I mean, should we talk about the endless waiting that you have to do when you?
Well,
Yeah.
It's a really interesting point though, isn't it? Because how much are people going to stick around once, I mean, so for some background, Nathan and I, we were at university together, so our graduation ceremony was at the same time. And I think I'm right in saying it seemed like three and a half hours long, something like that. And if that was an online experience, who's really going to stick around for the full 3.5 hours?
It'd be really interesting to get some statistics from people that watch or listen or read this, to get some statistics on live streams. Like, do people watch an entire graduation live stream?
Or does the format change completely?
Yeah.
In person, there's one person up on stage reading out all of these names, and you kind of go up one by one. But could it be fast-tracked is the wrong word, because it sounds like you kind of taking some of the shine and the importance of it. But could it be changed in the way that it works, and could it be more about a celebration with your peers? So there's the one thing that I thought about was having a kind of a central room where there's this ongoing kind of presentation of names going on, but then perhaps sub-rooms, subgroups where you can go off and you can congregate with your kind of friends and your family, and you can have this experience away from that central, rather than sitting in through 3.5 hours of somebody just kind of looking at screen and reading out names. Could we change the way in which it works online?
Chapters come into that with Hijack. That kind of...
That'd be very interesting. Like at our ceremony again, Nath, there was, I think it was the entire buyout. So there were jewelry students, there were photography students, there were media students. But actually, you're mostly interested in your course. So could chapters help in that, so that you can kind of skip forward to your specific course and hear the names of you and your peers at that point?
I guess though, there's definitely an element of graduation about being there for your friends and clapping along for your friends and all this sort of stuff. But online, that notion of kind of whooping and cheering people on is stripped away a little bit. And then actually the other stuff that you've talked about, like talking with your friends, talking with your family, you know, getting them to kind of congratulate you. That probably already happens. Okay, not in a time-stamped format, but everyone's in some form of WhatsApp group somewhere. So I don't know whether that's the bit that you need to focus on recreating. I think the bit that's special about graduation, it's that short moment when you get up, you shake the vice chancellor's hand or whatever. But what if it was more akin to a personalised video from the vice chancellor, like saying, "Hey, I appreciate you. Well done. You did good."
Videos to record.
It would be a lot of video, but you got to remember, like actual physical graduations, it's not like the vice chancellor only turns up for half an hour. You know, these people take days out of their schedule for this. It's a big deal. So I pose the challenge, which is, how is that any different to recording X thousand videos?
So you're suggesting that he could actually just go through what he would normally go through, but you just cut it down to the 20, 30 seconds that you get. But then where does Hijack come into that? Because surely you could just email that video to someone. They wouldn't need to log on. You'd lose the social aspect of it because everyone would just be in their living room with their video.
But is it not about, like, you know, we were talking about American high school kind of stuff earlier, you know, class of 2020 or whatever, is you know, having an online space about it, bringing it back to not just being about you, but being able to see the class of, almost like a yearbook or something, maybe.
That's interesting. A few years ago we pitched an idea to a university about a kind of wall of social, like a social feed of all of these different bits coming through, and I wonder whether it could be you know, people get sent their video and it's their reaction to receiving that video on various social networks, maybe.
This kind of feeds onto another element of graduation, which would kind of be missing from online experiences, or maybe might need to be recreated, which is not just from the sheer money making perspective, but the merchandising that goes along with graduation. And not necessarily merchandise, like I say, not necessarily money wise, but even memento wise. There's an industry behind that. And I know, like when you were saying about having to sit through all of the different subject areas while the certificates were given out, I remember we had a whole booklet for that. And it almost went through the booklet, subject area by subject area, and you had to sit and, like, you could almost read that through page by page by page. And although that was kind of a necessary and maybe boring part of it, that book became your memento of the day. So it's almost how we recreate these kind of things as well.
Yeah. So I think what you're talking about there, John, is almost turning, like, if we were to use our Hijack platform for this, it would be about using Hijack as a digital memento.
Yeah, something that people could take away, as well as something that was, like, lived in the moment. Because, like you say, a lot of that exists in the ether anyway. WhatsApp groups, video calls, people are always going to do that around graduation time anyway, whether it was in person or not. But it's what can be taken away, if not physically, then something that exists digitally long term for people to kind of treasure.
And I think certainly since our graduation, that's happened naturally anyway. Like, no doubt my parents have got photos of my graduation, but I don't really know where they are, where they exist. But on my phone now, my photos kind of go back years and years and years, and gone are the days where when you get a new handset, the old photos are kind of lost unless you do something with them. You know, I've had 6-7 different handsets, and they're still on there. So I quite like that idea of, you know, maybe something that could be added to the camera roll, or something that gets downloaded, something that you can keep long term.
Or even just like an email notification from the system. You know, like I get them in my Google Photos all the time, like this time last year, memories. And even if it's where a digital system like this can help turn a simple graduation into an alumni retention and donation scheme potentially. So knowing that, John Bates graduated on a certain day, and it can email him 3 years later down the line and say, hey, do you remember this? Here's a link back to your personalized graduation video from the Vice Chancellor. Hey, did you know you could give back and help the university with a donation of your time or your money? So there's potential opportunity in this as well, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. Join us next time when we'll discuss another topic in the digital innovation and marketing arena for higher education.